about negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey, y'all, Gravity. Any day above ground, live it.
I'm back.
We are back in the saddle. And we're going to do some teaching today. I know I teach all the time, but this is very important. We're in 2025. It's the second day of the year. And for us to advance, we have to know everything, all the ins and outs. So today, we're going to go way back in history. Because for a lot of y'all, your lineage is here. This is part of your history. The Articles of Confederation. Some say this was the Constitution before the Constitution. I don't know. I perused it a little bit. A lot of high school U.S. history showed back up in my brain. I thought I forgot it, but I didn't. But we're going to talk about this document that was in 1777. We're going to talk about it. But I'm not the authority on stuff like this. So I said, I'm going to go get me an authority. And I'm on screen. So today, we've got Miss Donnie the Misfit. She's going to educate. I'm going to listen and jump in like double Dutch when I can. Well, she's going to teach today. So, Donnie, hello. How are you? How have you been?
Hello. Good. How are you?
I am well.
It's not morning, but good evening.
Well, it depends on who's watching it. I found out I had some people in India and China and other places watching. So it might be nighttime for them. So, ni hao and all that.
Yeah, today, Article of Confederation. So fun of a conversation. Most people don't know what it is or that it even exists. You know, last year or maybe the year before, kid, I put a poll up on Twitter. I asked people, how many constitutions has the United States had? And I gave options 1, 2, 3, 4. A majority of them said 1. So most people in this country only know the United States Constitution that we have today. And they don't know about what was going on beforehand. And it's actually really important because if you look at how the government has keep growing and having more and more power, it didn't just start now. It started way back then. And honestly, some of our founders are not all that great because they were in on this scheme. So back in the gap, there was the states. They were individual states and they came and met with each other. Not very often, like maybe once, twice a year, not very often. And that was about it. Where we have Congress basically there pretty much all the time today. And so what was supposed to happen with the Articles of Confederation, if it was supposed to be changed, it needed every single state to agree to do it. Now, there were some states that did not agree with do it. So if you guys know who the Federalists are, they were pro having a centralized government, the Constitution, and you have the Anti-Federalists who were not for it. So you have this issue here. They go behind closed doors. And it wasn't decided by, it wasn't American people that decided, hey, guys, we want a whole new constitution. We need to make government more efficient. Does that sound familiar, kid? Well, they say now we need this department, we need this agency to make the government work more efficiently. That was their argument back then.
Can we celebrate family? Let's celebrate more government. That's the flag of France. Yes.
And by the way, I used to call myself a constitutionalist. After I start realizing and getting my own history, I stopped calling myself a constitutionalist because it's not like, oh, Donnie, you hate the Constitution, you hate freedoms and liberties. No, it's not that. And by the way, the Bill of Rights was not in the Constitution when it was first established. So let's go back. So we have these states, some of them don't want to make a centralized government. We're like, hey, we didn't go get rid of Britain, the UK, and then we didn't get rid of that power just to turn around and have new kings, new rulers. And again, the people did not decide this. These delegates from different states decided this behind closed doors, and they drafted up a whole new constitution. There was opposition. Did you get to see which state it was, kid, that held out pretty much until the end, but they were forced to join? They were enforced in the Constitution before all states ratified it.
I saw it, but I was reading it too fast.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, I knew it was up top. I was
So
about to say Massachusetts.
It's one of the northeastern states up there, right? It makes sense. But yeah, Rhode Island was, they held out for a while, but they were pretty much forced. They were enforcing the Constitution before all states actually signed it. I believe New York didn't sign it because I guess they didn't have their stuff together at the time. And I believe, I'm not for sure. This one, you guys just fact check me. I believe Virginia was one of them. So I could be very wrong about that. But Patrick Henry and people like James Madison and things of that nature, they have James Madison is not really necessarily, I don't classify him as an anti-federalist. I classify him as the middleman. He wanted to appease both sides. That's how I read it when you actually read the Federalist Papers.
They said Maryland was the last one.
It was definitely Rhode Island.
No, well, I don't know. This person said that Maryland was the last holdout, but they could be wrong. They said Virginia was the first one to ratify it.
Yeah, first one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, Virginia. I could be very wrong on. There was 3 states I believe that did not verify it. I know for sure Rhode Island was one of the last ones. Was the last one because they actually added to their state constitution that we need to be getting rid of slavery. It was a part of their stipulation of joining in and signing on to this whole new thing. And actually, Rhode Island, I believe, signed on when they added the Bill of Rights.
You're right, because it says 1790.
But yeah, the Constitution. 1791.
Yeah, I think Maryland was 91. Rhode Island was 90.
What? Time out. I don't want to be lying to your audience.
No, it's fine. Hey, listen, sometimes dates mix us up. Yeah, I'll put that in the chat.
But they were using commerce to hold down, get Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah, I put that link in the chat, so y'all can go read that. I know it's Wikipedia, but whatever. Yeah, I know how y'all feel about Wikipedia. Oh, that's the other thing that was going on X. Now they don't want to use Wikipedia no more.
Not at all.
Nah, they talking about something. Wikipedia is woke. You can't.
Oh, I haven't clicked on the link yet, but it was saying Rhode Island was the last of the original 13 states to ratify the Constitution.
That's probably what they meant. The last of the original 13. That's probably what they meant.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
It's funny as hell. Now Wikipedia is woke.
You know what's interesting though about Rhode Island being the last one? These different states like Pennsylvania, like beacon of freedom states, and they're like completely opposite today. It's like,
well, it depends. Well, that's man interfering, unfortunately. But yeah, this article in Confederation. I when I was rereading it again, where was it? This part, Article 2. Well, for those who don't know, this is where the United States of America got their name from. But this part right here, Article 2, I find it funny. Because it says each state retains its sovereignty, freedom, and independence in every power, jurisdiction, and right, which is not by this confederation expressly delegated to the United States in Congress assembled. But we watching every state follow this, but then they want to be part of the federal. How do we ratify that?
You really don't. And here's the problem, kid. A lot of okay, let's use Texas as an example. They
Mm-hmm.
talk about Texas. They want to break away from the government, but then we have our governor now, not my governor anymore, Greg Abbott. I can't remember when he finally stopped
Well, we
doing the
call them wheels over
emergency
here.
wheels.
Yeah,
Okay,
we call them wheels.
tyrant on wheels, tyrant on
Yeah.
wheels. So he kept on asking Biden to keep declaring a emergency for COVID. I believe he was still doing it up
Ooh,
until
with the C word.
2023.
You see what that C word?
Oh, that
We
C
use,
word. My
yeah,
bad.
we use euphemisms over here.
Okay.
It's
Well,
all
he
good.
kept on asking for more. He kept on renewing, hey, we got to keep this an emergency. And a lot of these states depend on the government to give them money.
Right.
So, how do you expect to be independent and sovereign if you're consistently asking the big daddy government to give you money? And if you notice, too, a lot of times when Congress passes laws, these states get in line and they pass their own laws, or if they haven't
Mm-hmm.
had the laws themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you have this issue here where, with me, I do like the idea of decentralizing, right? Because a lot of power is centralized in the government. You have that's where you have the FBI, you have the USDA, you have the Congress, you have all them making decisions for people individually who are nowhere near them in their home, deciding what they can and can't do with anything, and deciding how much money they're going to take from you with with the taxes. And it's just this is completely blown up out of proportion to what it was supposed to be. Basically, the states were supposed to individually operate on its own, come together if need be. Like, say if there was going to be a war or something, they come together and figure things out, figure out how money and stuff's going to be divvied up. They said, well, it was not efficient. So what if we get attacked? Why? What we have to have this? We have to have a federal military to protect us from enemies from outside of our country. We need to have money. And Hamilton, he was one of the first people who was begging for the Federal Reserve. He wanted a centralized banking system. And guys can thank a lot of these anti-federalists who oppose those things, but it just comes down to, we have Washington and the different Federalists. Everyone's like, oh, George Washington was an amazing president. He only served one term. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but before the Constitution was in place, he was a president of Congress. So it wasn't like he only served once technically.
Right.
So beforehand, and it's like these people were actually in power before the war, and then they stayed in power again. They were still in charge. And you turn around and just, let's make this constitution. And here's the thing is, the Bill of Rights, like I said earlier, was not included in the Constitution. Basically, the Constitution was to establish the government we have today, because it did not exist at first.
Mm.
And so think about it. So let's use Virginia, for example. George Washington couldn't dictate what Virginia could do at a federal level because it wasn't a centralized power to tell Virginia what they can and can't do. Same with Rhode Island, same with the other states. And so if you go to, again, like I said too, I had argued with people on Twitter. I said our Constitution was illegally ratified. And they said, well, Rhode Island did sign. I said, yeah, they did sign eventually, but they were enforcing that Constitution before it actually passed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so important, because if they never had the authority to create the Constitution in the first place, that means it's arbitrary. The power came from nowhere. But yet they talk about, well, basically that what you're looking at there, that will be the 10th Amendment, right? Today, right. What you highlighted?
Which one?
What you have highlighted, but the sovereignty of the states.
Oh yeah. This you talking about this? Yes.
So basically, that they say the states have rights, right? So basically, they're saying they represent themselves. So in a sense, it's an idea of the 10th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, they would have delegates that would go and meet, but they didn't go and meet every single day or multiple times in a month. It was not all the time. So they wasn't sitting there having, like, we don't know what's going on in Congress unless we're up there and we live in DC, or we're lobbyists, or we're in the know or anything. We don't know what's going on up there unless we're up there all the time. And who wants to go live in DC? I don't want to live in DC. Do you want to live in DC?
Do I want to live where?
In DC?
Swirl City? Hell no.
So they do a whole bunch of stuff up there and get away with it. But if your delegates who are going up to Congress, they live at home. You have to answer to the people that are there. And by the way, they can remove you. Like it's not this wait until the next election cycle. If the state decided they want to get rid of you, they could get rid of you.
Right.
I like that. We should bring that back.
Yeah, but them states like New York, they got rid of that. Like you can't recall your mayor or your governor.
Well, I mean, like if you're here, they're talking about delegates. I'm talking about like say we are during elections and we have. Yeah,
you mean like
now we have representatives.
Right. Well, nah.
Right. So basically, we'll say let's just use.
Go ahead.
Let's use Ted Cruz as an example. Ted Cruz goes and supposed to represent as a delegate. He goes up there. He's doing things he's not supposed to do. They say, you know what? You can't go back. You can't go back. You're done. They don't have to wait until next election cycle. They can be like, you're out. We need that back because these people feel very secure because they don't have any accountability for their actions because they can just keep getting elected. Have all this money, these PACs, these powers that decides who gets to be up there and quote unquote representing people. Yeah, so people back then, if you didn't like who was going up there talking and messing up stuff, you said nope, you're done. You did not have to wait until the next election cycle.
Nah, but they're all celebrities now, so can't do that. Let's see what else. There was something else I wanted to ask you about. This here, right? It says no two or more states shall enter to any treaty, confederation, or alliance, whatever, between them without the consent of the United States and Congress assembled, specifying accurately the purposes of which the same is to be entered into and how long it shall continue. But we see states collaborating with each other all the time, though, right?
Yeah, now you do. Mm-hmm.
So isn't this a violation of this?
We see. Well, yeah, but this Constitution is basically no longer in place. They replaced it with the United States Constitution.
Right.
But I feel like it's important to refer to it. There's a part I'm gonna get into that real quick too. So right now, let's use y'all have heard of Proposition. I'll get the number wrong. It had to do with pig crates and chickens laying eggs and stuff. So basically, California could dictate how other states farmed, and so basically, California, I think it's Proposition 8, can dictate based off of their laws in their state what other states can do in order to bring their food into their state. Well, California is has a huge population. So you're telling me that California can dictate what Georgia, Texas, Louisiana, any other states who are farmers, what they can do in order to bring food into their states? You're stepping on a line here. But where this thing here, where you're talking about the different states come in, it's like honestly, these different states have been plotting with each other. I feel like I've noticed like Maryland, California seems to follow Maryland, and a lot of these states actually follow behind Maryland.
It's Proposition 12. Proposition 12.
Yeah. And then so Congress actually had some people who were trying to fight against it, and it was called the EATS Act. But there was a lot of propaganda and money put out to oppose the EATS Act. The other thing you had on your screen just a second ago, that was back on the Articles of Confederation you had, I wanted to point out something that you guys might like. If you scroll up just a little bit. Okay. You see where just a little bit, there we go. You see where it says you can't grant any kind of, I can't see it. My head's in the way. It's the Article 6. I'm trying to show y'all.
Hold on 1 second. Oops. Wrong thing. Which one was it? Damn it.
Article 6.
No, not you. I'm trying to figure out which. Okay, there we go. It was that one. You said Article 6.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Well, you were there. Here we go. You know how it says any of them grant any title of nobility? Well, basically, let's use attorneys and lawyers as an example. Certain people can't have certain titles, and have like special treatment names and things of that nature. So that was in there, and they do kind of have a version of it in our Constitution, but they were getting around it. But when we had the United States Constitution, there were people from other countries who were given rewards and monies and titles to people. And if Congress said it was okay, it's fine. But here, you're not supposed to do that with the Articles of Confederation. It says, without the consent of the United States, and the Congress Assembly shall send any assembly to or receive any assembly from or enter into any, whatever that word is, agreement, alliance, or treaty with any king, prince, or state, nor shall any person holding any office of profit, trust under the United States or any of them, accept any present, annulment, office, or title of any kind, whatever, from any king, prince, foreign state, nor shall the United States and Congress assemble or any of them grant any title of nobility. And so basically that wasn't really happening like that during this time frame. But once the United States Constitution happened, other countries had a lot of influence, like France, on our country. And so it was they were finding loopholes around it, saying it was basically okay for people to get titles of nobility, especially in places kind of like Louisiana. So here's my thing, to just use the attorneys as an example. So basically, like, you want to say, hey, I'm tired of the justice system not really being a justice system. I want to run for judge. I want to run for district attorney. Depending on your state, I think most of them are like, they want you to have, you have to be an attorney. You have to have a bar thing going on in order to do that. There shouldn't be any kind of special titles or special things given out to other people in order to be able to do those jobs. Back in the gap too, attorneys, anybody could represent somebody, kid.
What's that you said?
You pretty much like, hey, kid, if you wanted to you had to go to court for something, you could have asked me to do it because there wasn't anything against it. Abraham Lincoln only studied law for like a year.
Well, that sounds like most people on Twitter.
I don't even think they even studied law for a year. They got their information from YouTube. And here's the thing too. And
remember that a lot of them listened to Rakita Law. Remember that they found out he was doing coke.
Check this out. I think, I don't know if you saw that what I posted on Twitter. It said 57 birds and 9 eggs versus defendants. I didn't show the defendants' names. How the heck are chickens and eggs suing their owner? Like, what kind of justice system is that? A plaintiff has to be a person or entity. And if someone goes online and says, oh, it should be okay because of this, that, and the third, no, animals and eggs can't sue their owner. So many things, so many loopholes of events happening when the Constitution's here. They ignore the 9th Amendment. They ignore all kinds of amendments. Do you ever really hear about the 7th Amendment? Well, most of these civil asset forfeiture cases are over $20.
No.
So I honestly I think personally that if we went back to something like this, sure, some stuff in here could be tweaked in the Articles of Confederation, but what the Constitution has done is created a government with centralized power. And basically there was the FBI's, there wasn't CIA's, there wasn't all this stuff that we have today. There wasn't we didn't have the IRS. So we created this monster called our United States Constitution. And remember, guys who are listening, that Bill of Rights was not added until 1791. And so if you're thinking, well, if we didn't have the Constitutions, our rights won't be protected. Well, Hamilton said that, well, we're not taking any rights away. If we were to list rights, then we might miss something. And then they can say the government can do this, that, and the third. So we actually, they said we don't even have the authority to do these things anyways in the first place. But the articles, the Anti-Federalists said, I don't believe you. We keep seeing this stuff go on. We just lived under the king. I don't believe you. We need this for protection. So there we get the Bill of Rights. And that's when I said no one talks about the Ninth Amendment. That Ninth Amendment was supposed to be the remedy of just because a right wasn't listed, in a sense, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's basically, oh, just in case we forgot something, here we are. It's basically natural rights. Because that's where everything, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution is supposed to have been based off common law and natural rights. But they said that the Articles of Confederation wasn't efficient enough for the government to do the things that they needed to do. So they, like I said, snuck back behind closed doors and created the Constitution, and they started enforcing it before all the states ratified it. Was there anything else on here that that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. Where was it?
Ooh, no vessels.
Yeah, this. The vessels. You talking about this?
Yeah, it's a little higher.
This?
Yes, no vessels of war shall be kept in time of peace by any state except such number only as shall be deemed necessary by the United States. First of all, let's just hit that one sentence. That's completely opposite what we have now. We have military bases all over the country. We have forts everywhere. They're all over the other we countries.
Have military soldiers in the subway.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So when you have the new Constitution, it actually adds that where the federal government can't have land in this spot in DC, postal services, their military forts. Where this says you're not supposed to have that in time of peace. Of course, those tyrants who pretended like they were for liberty and for the people of the United States wanted that because they were seeing how war made money, and we have not. Our country's been in war pretty much since it started. Okay, so
somebody put this in the chat. I found it funny, and I looked it up, and I couldn't believe it.
They put the elephant on trial before. They've done a lot of weird things.
Yeah,
I think Florida even gave an orangutan some property.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it says Mary the elephant. They put her on trial. They hung her, and then everybody involved passed away. Bruh, I might have to do a show on that. It is a whole YouTube video. Oh, we might.
What year was that?
Let me look.
What year was that?
It says 1916 in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, my goodness.
You gotta love. Let me tell you, you gotta love this country. There's so much hidden history that's in this country that they don't want to say nothing.
The home of the free, home of the brave.
Yeah. Land of the free and home of the brave.
Okay. And so in this section too, as shall be deemed necessary by the United States and Congress assembled for the defense of such state or of its trade, nor shall any body of forces kept up by a state in time of peace, except for the number of only as in judgment of the United States and Congress assembled shall be deemed a request to garrison in the forts necessary for. By the way, before I get on that, we have militias, so it was kind of like, yeah, we have militias, we're good. So that they're getting to that point. And so we have militias, so we didn't need all the stuff that we have now. It's just a big money it's a big money business. That's what the war is. Honestly, that's what our dollar isn't backed by nothing, right? But they say things like, if you go look up what our money's backed by, they give things like war and weapons and our power from the other countries. And it's just like, and that isn't. If I go get some milk, the United States' military money has nothing to do with me buying some milk. You know what I mean? Yeah. We have nothing backing our dollar, nothing. And I don't know why that's not freaking everybody out. And that's one reason why people were back then was like, absolutely not. We're not doing the whole centralized banking system. But I'm sorry. We can go to the part you were talking about. I thought that was really important, especially with us always consistently in war and funding wars and for other countries. That wasn't a thing then.
Where was it? I think I just where was it? We went over that. No war.
It was a little lower than this one.
I don't even know where it went.
Let's just go back and scroll down a little bit,
Let me see.
like kind of slow.
Go
Because I
to
believe it was
state.
after the highlighted part.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't see it. Wow. I should have wrote it down. I should have put it in the chat so I'd remember it. That's fine. We can keep going. When land forces are raised by any state for the common defense, all officers of or under the rank of colonel shall be appointed by the legislature of each state respectively, by whom such forces shall be raised, or in such manner such state shall direct, and all vacancies shall be filled up by the state which first made appointment. I wonder if they're gonna bring that back when they do these illegal throwouts. I'm saying that flippantly by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trump, the importer in chief. Shout out to him.
They think so highly of American people.
Yeah, the same guy who said 8 years ago he loves his base because they're dumb. But ooh, all
Did you find it?
No, this is something else. I know you and Jeff are big on land. So it says all controversies concerning the private right of soil claimed under different grants of 2 or more states, whose jurisdictions, as they may respect such lands, or the states which pass such grants are adjusted. The said grants, or either of them being at the same time claimed to have originated antecedent to such settlement of jurisdiction, shall, on the petition of either party to the Congress of the United States, be finally determined as near as may be in the same manner as is before prescribed for deciding disputes respecting territorial jurisdiction between different states.
Yeah, I don't really get into that. That's more so the states deciding where their land is at. Like, for example, I live on the border of Arkansas and Louisiana. And I believe at one point the part where I live at, because I can literally walk to Arkansas right now
Nice.
from where I live. So I believe the part where I live in now used to be a part of Arkansas. So I guess they got to go through the Congress back then or now to determine where that land is going to be and it become an agreement instead of Louisiana just saying, "Oh, this part of Southern Arkansas is mine." You know what I mean? So there's to keep the peace in a sense between the states. Okay.
Do you think Trump found this and that's why he started saying all that Canada stuff?
No, I don't think he reads any of these kind of things.
There you go. That's the answer I was looking for.
I don't think he knows any. I don't think he knows very much about any.
The only reason why I say that is because Articles of Confederation have the same initials as AOC.
You know what though? Well, my thing is, if I were to go around people, let me say, if I were to go to around the Black community, probably, if they don't know what Articles of Confederations is, we think about the Confederates versus the Confederate South versus the North, is the Union versus Confederates. People might think of that first.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is AOC, but it just sucks because names get bad meanings of words get bad raps later down the line. Like,
yeah,
some things weren't supposed to mean things they mean, but you know what I mean. I hope your audience gets it too. But
no, it means like it's always gets lost in translation.
Oh, you know what? I would love to. By the way, my goal this year is to read the Confederate Army, the Confederate Southern folks, their Constitution. I read part of it, and it was more strict than the United States Constitution. But
you could. Well, you gave away your check mark. I would have said you could have done that on X and Alive.
I didn't give it away. They stole it. They took my money, and they gave me no services.
No services. And you didn't even talk about the discourse.
And you know what happened too? I'm only paying the $22 a month because it's not letting me pay on the website. I had to pay through Google Pay, which it charges you more. So I'm paying $22 a month.
So how
And
much
now
is
it
a
says it's
regular
going to go up to
20?
$30. 22
No, but I'm saying you
for
said that's
premium.
through Google though, right?
Yeah, it's through Google Play. I have to pay that way because it blocks me from paying through the website.
Mm,
There's some, what's that website? It has to go in through something. If you go through the website, it has like some kind of
the third
third party
party?
you pay through.
Was it
Mhm.
Stripe?
It's not Stripe. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, they won't let me pay through it. It acts like I can't pull up my card or anything.
Let me look. But yeah, that land stuff is I know these folk love to run around and talk about land this, eminent domain and all that. I'm like, your government right now is probably in Congress figuring out how to take away your land, but you worried about the most trivial stuff.
Oh, they are. I posted about this. Nobody gave a damn. So Don Buckingham in Texas was getting a lot of praise and love from the so-called liberty lovers in Texas and their little pundits out there because they took some land. And how she worded it is like we pay like what $4 million for a whole bunch of acres of land that was along the border. Well, what happened is this man was growing, produce and different items there. He didn't want to let them build a wall on his land. So they threatened eminent domain. I can't, I'm usually pretty good about finding out who these people are so I can like give them a game plan and fight the government back. They hid this person. I have no idea who this person was they did this to. And by the way, Trump, she said they bought it so they can give it to Trump to build his wall.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did Trump tell you that he wanted that? Why would you do that before you got some kind of agreement? And they said, "Oh, if Trump doesn't want it, we're just going to do farming on ourselves." This dude's rights are completely violated. Like I got so many things I could point out. No, you can't just freaking take his property. Well, they go, well, we gave him just compensation. There's no way because all the money he was probably making off growing the produce items that he was growing there. In the business he was making, there's no way that amount. I think it was like only $4 million covering that. Honestly, I think it's really super evil that you're going to use eminent domain to say, oh, we're going to build a wall because you get the MAGA folks who's like, oh yeah, build the wall. We love this. This is a good idea. You didn't even ask where that land came from or how they acquired it because it wasn't on her page. I had to go on and research myself. She said on a news channel that they were going to threaten eminent domain, but they came to an agreement.
Yeah. And, all you gotta say is build the wall and they'll love you.
And I'm gonna tell you this, this is not a stereotype. Your audience, you can understand this. A lot of people that live down in that area are Hispanic. And if that person's been living there for a long, long time, there is a Treaty of Guadalupe. If that stuff was grandfathered in to that person's family, they broke the treaty. You can't do that. A lot of people don't know about those treaties and stuff. I only know it because of the game file community.
Nice. But what about this one? Article 12. All bills of credit emitted, monies borrowed and debts contracted by or under the authority of Congress before the assembling of the United States in pursuance of the present Confederation shall be deemed and considered as a charge against the United States for payment and satisfaction whereof the said United States and the public faith are hereby solemnly pledged.
It's like the complete opposite of what we do now. You just print.
But if I make money on a 3D printer, I'm going to jail.
If you don't give the government their cut, it's the mafia, man. You got to pay for protection.
Say that again.
You must pay for this protection.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the mafia is. If you don't want me to come and mess you up, then you need to pay for this protection.
But they don't care. Well, Lamiko, hello. This isn't the Constitution. This is the Articles of Confederation. This was the pre-Constitution.
Right. And it was better than the Constitution.
Yeah.
You should ask chat which one sounds better. The one we have, the Constitution we have now, or that one. And then remember, guys, not every I'm not gonna lie. I'm not for sure if all the states have their own constitution because there was an argument in the Federalist Papers that
Some
why are
do.
you guys
Some
arguing for a
do.
Bill of Rights? I mean back then. They would say, why are you
Oh,
guys
back
arguing
then.
for a Bill of Rights? Yeah. So I mean, why are y'all arguing for a Bill of Rights in the Constitution? Your own states don't have Bill of Rights. And theirs.
Well, we have this one.
So
This was in between that whole discourse. So New York made their own.
mm-hmm. And you think about it, hold on. If you look at the dates, New York was one of the states that didn't ratify it because they didn't have something together yet. I don't know if it's their constitution or they didn't have their meeting yet to agree to join them.
Yeah. This is.
And think about this, guys. Remember, everyone's talking about 1776, and what's this date here? Not even a year later.
Yeah. Georgia had theirs. Let's see, Texas.
I don't think Texas was over there yet.
Well, theirs was way after.
They were later.
Yeah, they're late. All right, fine. You want to keep on East Coast?
Pennsylvania.
They probably had it the next day. Theirs was
1776.
Right after. Jesus. They're funny.
Did you check Virginia?
The 13 colonies are hilarious.
Oh, kid, Gabby, when you were reading that Articles of Confederation, did you see anything that says slavery was legal?
I will go back and look. I was reading.
Let me
see. Let's see. Slavery.
There's nothing in there. I didn't see slave.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
I didn't either.
But remember, right? They said the black folks, the Negroes, were 3/5 of a person. They weren't even supposed to be around, but they kept records.
Well, that was in the Constitution we have today. That wasn't the Articles of Confederation.
Right. I was hoping you were going to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So they crafted a whole document to keep these folk enslaved. You see that?
Well, but the thing is I think there was a part of a compromise, though. It wasn't the initial 3/5 compromise. Wasn't a part of the initial thing. It was a compromise a little later on, and they know good dang and well that the Constitution does not grant that.
Compromise, right? Was that the 3/5 compromise?
Yeah, 3/5 compromise. Mm-hmm. If you guys know who Lysander Spooner is or don't, if you don't, please check him out. He goes in and talks about basically how they had no authority to create a constitution in the first place. He doesn't. He goes more off of natural law, contracts between men. No, you, myself, we didn't say, hey, it's okay for me to be a subject of you. Just because I was born on this soil means I'm a subject to you. I could have sworn we fought. That's what that 1776 was about.
Yep.
The Declaration of Independence said all men were created equal. It didn't say some men. It said all.
Double speak.
But my big thing about the Articles of Confederation is that's decentralized power, right? Like I said, if you had a delegate going up there doing stuff they had no business doing, the state could recall them. They don't have to come back. Like, you're done. Nope. You don't have to wait until, like we do, every 4 years or every 2 years. No, every 6 years or every 2 years to get rid of someone.
Yeah.
And before the Articles of Confederation, we have the Continental Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I meant by the whole thing about them saying, President Washington only served one term, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And by the way, they just basically decided it was going to be him.
Yeah. Remember how they were floating that little rumor around talking about they should have Trump run as a representative of his district in Florida, and then we make him speaker, and then he becomes president so he could serve 10 years?
That sounds so crazy. I didn't. I don't. I
Yeah,
didn't hear
this is
that.
what they were
If I did,
doing just to get
I always
back
thought
at
that was
Biden.
satire.
No, they were
He
dead
couldn't.
serious.
So what you mean is the only way that could have worked if the president and vice president died, and then the speaker of the house is next in line.
No, they were going to impeach
But
them.
impeach them.
Yeah, they wanted him to run. That they were hoping that they were gonna have a red wave. They upload him to Speaker of the House, and then the first day they get back in, he becomes Speaker, and that same day they give out the articles of impeachment. Get them both out of there within 2 months, and then he become president, just so he could serve 10
And by
years.
the way, why would they even say that he would need to even run for an office in Florida? You don't have to be in Congress to be the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, but I don't, because they don't know their history. They don't know how this works.
Man.
I tell you, they're not bright. The whole discourse over those visas showed them that they're not bright. They had 4 years to learn this stuff. They didn't learn it. That's why I got pissed during this election when they kept talking about free speech is being eroded. I was like, y'all don't know nothing about no free speech. Nothing. Because I just saw today, they had a rally last night in New York, pro-Palestinian. They running around talking about this is a violation of free speech. I'm like, are y'all serious right now? Y'all don't read nothing past free speech in the First Amendment. Y'all read nothing else.
You know, you have a right to express your grievances to your government. You have a right to assemble. I don't understand. Like that's the same with most amendments. I mean, they don't know past the First and Second Amendment, honestly.
Donnie, you know how bad it got? Remember what happened in 2020 with the New York Post with the Hunter Biden laptop? These folk were running around saying free speech when that was a problem with freedom of the press, which is in the First Amendment.
You're right. You're right.
And it pissed me off. I was like, none of y'all gonna say it.
You know, they don't believe in freedom of religion either.
Oh, you didn't see that too? They said if you worship Islam, you gotta go. I said, what?
They don't believe in freedom of religion either, because check this out. You know, Oklahoma, and I believe Louisiana did pass something that said you had to put the 10 Commandments in all the classrooms, the public classrooms.
They did
public
pass
schools. They did pass that. Now it was something in our court. I thought that too, but they're still doing it. I guess they had to do some court adjustments or whatever on that, but no, they're still doing it. Oklahoma tried it, and my thing is, you got the 10 Commandments in all these courtrooms, but y'all don't. Yeah.
Oh.
So you got the 10 Commandments in all these courtrooms saying, you know, thou shalt not steal is in there, right? But yet all they do is steal every single day.
But do as I say, not as I do.
Now, if someone else, I think this is the thing. They're like, oh, this is a big win. This is a culture war. Our government is not supposed to be used to fight people's culture wars. You think, oh, because all this LGBT 1, 2, 3 stuff in classrooms and stuff, we're going to use it by putting the 10 Commandments in the classroom. That doesn't do anything besides infringe on someone's rights. It's up to your parents, your family, your community, your church to do that. It's not up to the public schools. Why would you, if you don't trust public schools, why would you trust them to teach your kid religion? How your faith and beliefs are supposed to be?
Because they don't know the separation of church and state.
I don't like our governor. I think that's my first time saying it publicly. I don't like him. He's a fraud. Did you see him
getting cooked yesterday? He got cooked yesterday.
How'd he get cooked? What happened?
Because of that thing that happened in New Orleans, and he went out to some restaurant and he took a picture. Everybody was like, you had a whole tragedy in New Orleans and you had the nerve to be eating in New Orleans when it happened. I said, bro, y'all are funny. Y'all know where the state house is. Go see that man.
Yes.
If the Panthers could have done it with guns in hands, you guys can go see your governors. Cut it out.
You know, he was lying. He was talking about basically eliminating income tax in Louisiana. If you actually read the document, it was just talking about a flat tax. Not only
Right.
flat tax, it's about estate tax and all this stuff. You die tax. Like,
Mhm.
man, how you helping anybody? If I die, you still want my money.
Facts. That's why everybody
His
was laughing at
their
50 Cent.
cronies. Oh, for setting up in Shreveport.
Yeah. And now they talking
I
about
was mad at him
he
for
took
giving
away
that
the
money to the
incentive.
police.
That too.
What did he do? Yeah, he gave all that money to the
No,
police.
remember they said
But
that they took away y'all's film tax, like the incentives.
I've only been here
Yeah.
since April. I'm still learning this crap.
They said
I'm better with
that
Texas.
you said what?
I'm better with Texas stuff
Oh,
because I
okay.
moved here in April. I'm still
Yeah.
learning, and most
Yeah.
of my cases are still in Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says Louisiana moved to eliminate $150 million film tax credit. And then they saved it with $25 million cut.
That's funny.
Yeah. So now you can only do it with
He got played,
125 million.
He got played.
And then
Looking goofy.
look. Look. They put 50 face right in front. God damn.
And smiling.
The media is nasty work. The media is nasty. They don't believe us though when we tell them that. They telling us that we thinking about it too much. I'm like, bruh, this is literally what happens every day. But we got people telling me Thomas Sowell is great, but he said there's no systemic racism. I love these people. I love them. They're going to learn one day. They're going to learn. Maybe that's when they'll wake up, but we'll already be ahead of the curve. But, you know, it is what it is.
You know what? When we're discussing the Article of Confederation, you know, I said this is better than what we have now. You know, because the wouldn't have centralized power. They wouldn't have much of anything they could do. You know, based on what we were looking at today, right? I'm getting to the point where I want it to like be so small that it's like maybe even I won't be too crazy with cities, counties, United Counties of America, and you have all these counties. They're gonna have a very hard time agreeing on anything. It's a lot easier to fight things locally, and it's not like it's super easy. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not as it doesn't seem as impossible as fighting the federal government. Your county, it depending on what county you're in, you have cops in certain states who murder people and then blackmail other people for that. They want to get rid of people who are their enemies. Your local government is pretty corrupt too. You got the swamp in your own backyard. And so local is very, very crucial. We can get as many folks across this country to start waking up people, county, city level. Heck, you're in freaking neighborhood. Get rid of the Karens. You know what I mean? No, don't off them or nothing, but just educate them or keep them away from you. If they see like, oh, your grass is too tall, I'm gonna go tell on you to the authorities. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get fined until you cut your grass. Like, we gotta get people out to stop doing that. I mean, I know that's gonna always exist. It's like start like building your communities who have more ideas that match yours in a sense. That makes sense. Because I've been trying to convince all kinds of people to move to my parish so we can fix it up. It's not I think it could be done in my parish based off what I've been seeing. I go to a general store all the time, and I drop off taxation and stuff, bumper stickers for free and put them on their countertop. And every time I go back, they're gone. And they're always like, everyone loves these things. They all agree. If we could get people like, this is my issue with Libertarian Party. I understand there's different philosophies we agree on or disagree on how to tackle it, but I want to focus on things everyday people care about: property taxes, sales taxes. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I go to El Dorado, Arkansas to get groceries, and it's almost 10% sales tax for groceries. In Texas, there's no sales tax on groceries. So if I go buy stuff in El Dorado, Arkansas, it's 9.75%, almost 10% sales tax. So like things like that people feel every single day. That's so important. Property taxes, you already own the property, you shouldn't be paying property taxes. And people start bringing up schools and local stuff and things of that nature. Set up a fund. You guys want to pay for that, set up a voluntary fund, pay for that stuff that way. But I'm not going to rob kids to pay for your kid's school. That's not right. That's stealing.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing too, that you brought that up. These be the same folk that argue about them taxes for them schools, but if they kid has a fundraiser, they the first one throwing their stuff out there, throwing their money at it.
Yeah. They're the
so
first
you double
ones to do
paying.
it.
You double paying. You paying all that
Yeah.
tax, but they can't send your kid to go play in the championship. That makes
And
no
I don't want
sense.
to lie to nobody. I'm not for sure every single county or every single parish works. But y'all paying for some hospital taxes too, and you have to still pay a bill if you go to that hospital. Why am I going to have to pay these taxes and go for the hospital? And this is a private company, and I still have to pay a bill.
Yeah,
I feel like my taxes should be my premium.
I'm here in DeKalb County in Georgia. Yeah, we paying for these private ambulances. Even though these hospitals got their own ambulances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if I don't get in that one, they finna charge me. The private gonna charge me more than the hospital, and then the hospital gonna charge me after the insurance take their cut.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm paying 3 people. I might as well just drive there. Like when I dropped this knife in my foot, I just drove to the hospital myself.
Yeah, one leg, one arm, eyeball missing. I'm just gonna drive. That price is too high.
Them prices too high. $1,000 for no ambulance for a 5-minute ride.
Only $1,000. I thought it was like $3,500 or more.
No, I know when my wife when she gave birth, they charged $1,000 for the ambulance. But we wrote them a letter and they took that off.
Nice.
That's another recourse for y'all family. If you have to use ambulances, you don't want to pay, just write them a letter saying, "Listen, I can't pay this mother." I don't know if it's gonna work now because we post scamdemic, but it could work. You could also do that with your insurance company. Like, listen, y'all charging me all this, I can't pay this. Let's work something out. They'll knock something off.
A lot of times, the hospitals and stuff will work with you if you don't have insurance. You can negotiate your bill down.
Off. My bad. I shouldn't say nothing about knocking off what happened with United. My bad.
But that's my point, though, kid. With local, though, there's like things like we could probably everybody in the chat could agree with. We could be talking to our people locally and getting things done because people talk about Trump every day, about Congress every day. And international news every day, but we're not. Do we know what's going on at your city council? Do we know what's going on in our?
I've been preaching that all through. I've been preaching that all through the election cycle. I said, focus on your local and state, because especially with the people in California, y'all sitting there online. You left California, but you bitching about California. Why'd you run? You should have just stayed and fought. Then if you would have lost, okay, then you run. Y'all ran before the fight was over. So y'all are traitors. And you know what they do to traitors in this country? I'm going to be quiet now.
And it's funny because the places they're running from, they used to be Republican at some point. Texas used to be Democrat. It's only been more recent. It's been more so recent times that Texas is Republican. Most of Texas's life, its existence, has been Democrat.
Remember what they used to say about Texas and the LGBTQ? We're not gonna go there today. You're gonna get mad at me.
I don't know what it is actually. So
no, they used to say only steers and the Q word. Go live in Texas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Maybe it's because I was born and raised in Indiana. So
yeah. They love to talk. Listen, a lot of them cities and towns down there were very liberal, but they don't want to talk about that.
No, they don't. And then they say, "Oh, well, those Democrats were different."
Were they?
That's what they say. They're like more like
Listen.
blue collar Democrats. Let me say this: if you're going to say blue collar Democrats, I can say maybe Kentucky having more like blue collar Democrats, but Texas,
right.
no.
That's why I laugh at people when they tell me how liberal New York is. I'm like, have you ever lived here? If you think New York City is liberal, I got a bridge that's made of brick to sell you. Yeah, I don't know nothing about no liberals, but let them tell it. They know everything. Why? Because people vote for Democrats in New York. The Democrats know how to play in New York. All you got to say is, I want freedoms for you guys. They'll win. The Republican will say, we need to rein some things in. That's not going to win. I'm paying all this money. You're not going to tell me what to do. That's basically the attitude of New York. But, it is what it is.
And you know something else, kid? I got to point this out too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, let's use Texas as an example. A lot of these big towns, Democrats run unopposed. How are you going to talk about all this shit about the big cities and y'all don't even run candidates in them cities?
Wait, Donnie. Wait, hold on.
Dallas is.
Hold on, Donnie. Hold on. Your name is correct. You're a misfit. Hold on, MAGA. Hold on, I gotta bring it up. MAGA. No, you know why? Because them liberals, they don't want us to run there. Them New Yorkers don't know nothing about good policies. We not gonna fight what we not wanted. Sir, you live in New York City, right? You're Republican? Yes, sir. So why you live on Staten Island? That's still New York City. And why do you work in Brooklyn? Oops. I made somebody run off an X when I asked him that. Because I looked at his pictures. He's like, everything was Staten Island. I was like, so you live in the county where most of the inhabitants are Italian and Irish, for one, and happen to be city workers, mainly cops and firefighters. And you can't live on Staten Island unless you make six figures, because those houses are expensive. And all of y'all are mostly military, so you all got your guns. So you love the Constitution, but you want to bitch about the other 4 counties in New York City. I would shut up if I were you.
It's
because
really
all your
shame.
representatives on Staten Island are not Democrat, they're Republican.
I just find it fascinating. I feel like a deal was made. If we don't run for these major city spots and put money behind our campaigns for those spots, then we can have the majority in our state legislature.
Because them fools are scared to walk them streets. That's what it is. They won't tell you that. They'll just say, "Oh, they have it set up. They have a monopoly on all these cities." Do you know what would happen? Do you see how scared they were when they thought Chicago was going to turn red this past election? Scared. Because Chicago was actually waking up. You could have done that in New York. You could have done that in LA. Hell, if you want to do it on a small scale, you could have done that in San Diego. You could have did that in Phoenix, Tucson, Glendale. You could have done it in El Paso. Appeal to the conservative Mexicans that live in that state, and it happens to be a border state. You could have done that. You didn't want to do the legwork. You wanted social media to do your legwork for you. It can only go so far. Most people ain't on social media like that.
That's true. You know, if you were on X, you would have thought that Vidiculos was going to kick Trump's butt during the primaries. How they was acting and how they was talking.
Most people thought that,
Yep.
right? And then what happened? Like I told you in the back channel, what happened? He went in front of black folks and he exposed himself. They were like, "Oh, who is you now? All right, let me look you up. I don't like what I'm finding." They didn't like the fact that they still love this man, but he got something out of George Soros, and George Soros was the bad name for about 4 years.
They still say he's a bad guy. They're like, oh, he have all these prosecutors and DAs out here letting out actual criminals.
And your favorite
yet,
Indian,
but you get a pass.
Took money. He took money from that man. Oh, I'm sorry, from his son-in-law and his daughter. I forgot. My bad.
You know, kid, whenever someone out of the blue, people are like, oh, Vivek's been around. I've never heard of Vivek ever. I never heard him talk about on Twitter. Nothing.
They said that because they saw him on Fox News a couple of times. That's why they say he been around. They're pulling up all the old interviews.
Man, there's been people who've been on Fox News I've still never heard of before. So this man basically came out of nowhere. And if you go back and look, like you've already exposed him. Ohio, the thing that happened, you know.
Yeah, the coffee venereal disease.
2020, you know what I'm saying?
We use that in life. Coffee venereal disease.
And you know, he was in charge. He was in charge or part of that task force in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading tweets about him loving all this authoritarian stuff.
He has audacity
to come over to the Libertarian Party.
What's the name?
He had the audacity to come over to the Libertarian Party, basically acting like he's one of us. And our leadership is, oh, by the way, kid, I don't know if you noticed, our leadership is playing and doing this crap with Republicans. Our chairwoman's, I don't know what number is at now, but it was over $700,000 she's having funneled to her accounts through PACs that came from RFK's camp. And talking about you guys are allergic to relevance. You guys should have Trump at our convention because you know this will be good for libertarians. No one's talking about libertarians. What happened to relevance? Dave Smith, supposed to be the face of the Libertarian Party. He's like, you guys can't win elections. Okay, then why were you parading around on news and stuff like you're trying to push a message?
Right, but here's my thing too. Why are you over there debating folk if you're not pushing the ideology? Why are you wasting your time?
Exactly, because they weren't actually doing that. It was about enriching themselves, making names for themselves, and that was it.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think
come on,
biggest libertarian y'all had the last 2 years was Shane Hazel. At least he ran for something.
He was huge.
Yeah.
And actually, our presidential candidate, because he calls Herschel Walker and Warnock to have a runoff.
Exactly.
Chase Oliver. and they're still attacking that guy and harassing him. I'm like, y'all won. What is wrong with y'all? I honestly think they're like, okay, we got to figure out this Libertarian Party thing because we need to infiltrate it. And it's like, well, we don't get that many percentage of the votes. So what's this thing where this consistently bashing the party over and over again? Just let us sit there and get our 1% in peace.
No, but they thought Trump was going to give him the visibility, and he used them.
Well, the people in the party booed him. The actual people, the one in leadership, wanted visibility.
Right.
Ones who are getting the checks, getting money. And I'm telling you what, I have a strong dislike for RFK Jr., strong dislike for Vivek. So anytime like something comes out about them, they say they think I'm jumping on the bandwagon on the moment at that time. No, I hate these mother truckers. I'm just happy you're talking about it now, so y'all listen when I bring up something. Mm-hmm. I can't stand those people, frauds. And by the way, how are you going to talk smack about how Joe Biden talks, but not about RFK Jr.? I'm just curious how that works.
No, they're going to say that he has a disability. That they're going to say he has a disability. Biden is just Biden. He old.
I can understand Biden better.
So we could do this. We could praise the disability, but we can't talk about ageism. Okay, say less. Say less. See? But y'all can talk about Mitch McConnell being 93 still in office. But all right, go ahead. Continue.
Exactly, and then to completely act like, oh, he said these things in the past. It wasn't that long ago they said these things. Like, here's my thing. I changed my mind, right? Once upon a time, I was a conservative, right? Mm-hmm. I changed my mind, but it didn't happen overnight for an agenda, for a specific intent. I did my research. I read the Articles of Confederation. I reread the Constitution again. I read Lysander Spooner. I did a lot of reading and studying and reading the natural law. That's what changed my mind. I did not have a party affiliation or nothing that I was affiliated or supported. When I was learning, like, you know how Candace said she took a nap and woke up and, you know, she decided, oh, I'm awake now, I'm conservative.
Yeah,
that she was just a Democrat 2 minutes ago.
But wait a minute, this was the same chick who said she went to what was it, the Heritage Foundation retreat, and that's where her conservatism really took off. I'm like, man, so you did no research
Story keeps
in
changing.
between that time. You did none. But somebody wanted to ask you how you feel about RFK when he was talking about that food. I know you got the chickens and everything.
Oh, I don't really listen to RFK Jr. Like, I literally think he's an idiot. Like, I don't.
Like he talking about that raw milk. and all
I
that.
pretty much. I think I have his name muted on Twitter.
Talk your stuff.
When it comes to food, like I actually think we should abolish the USDA and all these government agencies. You know, like
Right.
FDA. Oh, this is approved and stuff's poison. There's rat shit in it. You know, it's also okay. It's only if it's only like 1-3%, it's okay. There's rat shit in it. These things do not exist to
But
protect
he ate
people.
McDonald's,
Anything that
by
the
the way.
government. Oh, I did see that. That was funny. Okay, it was so funny. It was like he was getting what's it
No
called?
real burgers. You went to
pro-
go get McDonald's.
And yep, sat down with Trump, whoever else, Elon, eating cheeseburgers from McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Not even Burger King. At least they
Practice what you
flame
preach.
broil it.
And I'm understanding his qualifications.
I can't-
Honestly,
I
he's
can't-
an
I can't remember.
environmentalist.
No, you got to go a little more guttural with that. You got to we got to stop. That's fucked.
Yeah,
no,
that's
let me
right.
not do
Right
that
there.
because I'm gonna get another cyberbullying flag. Let me not do that. Let me not do that. Listen.
Well,
Listen,
he
drinking
said
Coca-Cola
that
is great.
that
Drinking
drinking
Coca-Cola is great.
Coca-Cola.
Or if you don't want to drink it, you can use it to clean your toilet. Get some.
Yes, clean oil.
Five Guys, what? Man, you're gonna get blocked. You got a deed for your house to go eat a Five Guys burger.
The best fast food burgers.
You better not say In and Out.
Oh, I think that's disgusting. It's so bland.
Ooh. They ain't gonna let you in Texas no more. Oh, but you want to hear how
well, it's more
decadent
for
this
them.
country is? You want to hear how decadent this country is? So I don't know if you heard this, but they announced they're building an In and Out in Tennessee. I think they said it's in Franklin, wherever the hell that is. I think it's like 2.5 hours away from me. Do you know people in Georgia were talking about they already suiting up for that?
Make a burger at home. It's better.
Oh, well,
Unless
listen.
you don't trust your own cooking.
No, they don't trust them Kroger burgers. They be having like a 8-pack for like $5.
Oh, when does hunting season end? Y'all got venison out there.
You motherfucker don't hunt down here. We fish. I don't see too much of these people are down here hunting. I could be wrong. It's probably further south, but like in the metro Atlanta area, most you'll get is fishing.
That's crazy. We got a lot of fishing going on in Louisiana, as you most likely know. But
I know.
during deer season, there's deer
catfish,
corn
they'll bring up a
everywhere.
And if you really from that land,
They
you're
have
like, oh, you got a gator. All right, send that boy back there.
I'm lucky y'all live. I'm happy y'all live anywhere near no gators. That'd be crazy. I don't even think I would have chickens if there was gators nearby. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
What about them? What about them coons? Not black folks. I'm talking about them real coons.
Luckily, I've only seen them as roadkill.
Okay. All right.
I've actually, honestly, kid, I pray a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Protection of my livestock, a lot of things. And I actually haven't lost any, knock on wood, I haven't lost any animals to predators yet.
That's good.
So,
that's good.
Yeah, and I've been doing this since April. But it's getting cold.
Mm-hmm.
I've been noticing more aerial predators. I've been trying to, my chickens are in pens, pretty big pens, have plenty of room to do their thing. They have protection on top around them. And I don't let them free range like that. But I did let my Rhode Island Reds free range one day. And then I noticed a whole bunch of freaking birds flying over my house. I'm like, okay, y'all, get back in that pen. I'll be devastated if I watch one of them ugly birds chewing on my chickens. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's if anything's gonna eat that, it's me, not you.
We're talking about the buzzards.
Buzzards, crows, and recently I'm quite sure what I've been seeing is falcons. They have like a more high pitched squeaking noise.
Yeah.
And so I have 4 roosters that are younger. They're cockerels, but they crow and everything. They're old enough to crow. And they have a little smaller pen because I was planning on eating them because they were boys, but then they played me and have positioned themselves as my pets. So I haven't gotten them a bigger pen yet, so I let them free range most of the day. I noticed one of them falcon things standing over, staring down at them, and I was like, "You get out of here!" Because I was just doing feed. I didn't wasn't packing or nothing, and shoot at it or anything. And if I did shoot, I wouldn't tell no one publicly. You know what I'm saying? Because how laws can be.
Right.
But yeah, there's all kinds of things. Even fire ants want to eat your chickens. Like all kinds of things want to eat chicken. Everything likes chicken. But it's really been a really rewarding experience. But I think more people should have livestock or have something, for themselves. But the first thing I think people need to learn before doing that is knowing their property rights.
Oh my God, Twitter is the greatest. Twitter is the
What
greatest
happened?
source of information. But content is the greatest thing I've ever seen. You got to see this.
Let me go here. There's a growing concern.
They brought out old Bernie Sanders to go in on Elon. Let's go. I love this app for content. I love it. I hate it for everything else, but for content, it's beautiful. Bernie Sanders said, Elon, you are wrong. They're using the H-1Bs for cheap labor. Son of a...
Not conservatives agreeing with Bernie. No way.
The left is arguing. Look, the left is arguing against immigration. This isn't just a criticism of flaws in H-1B. Just replace H-1B with immigration, and it reads totally different. Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh my God! Who is JB?
Are they going to take
Mitchell?
his blue check mark away?
No, he has the gold one.
He shouldn't have.
He has the silver one because he's a political official.
Well, he can't take that. He said, "I can say it. You can't take my stuff."
The OG right-wing lesbian. All right, that's what's up.
What did Ian say?
I hate this little bastard.
Me too. He's not even in this country. He never been here.
They getting at him because Elon got a nick last night for for that post. And he said, "How can you be censored, but you got 1.6 million people that saw it?"
Okay, here's my thing.
Ian, you little bastard, shut up. You sitting over there in Asia. Shut up.
Yeah, and anyways, too, because here's another thing. Nick has a platform outside of Twitter. So when he does stuff, people are still going to come in and engage with his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where, if you don't have a platform outside of Twitter, most that will hurt you. And honestly, ever since my account, I paid for my premium plus, and I have had better engagement since it went away.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know what's going to end up happening in the next couple of days? People are going to be like, see, we should have voted for Bernie in 2016.
Well, you know what, though? Kids, quite a few Bernie supporters end up turning into MAGA supporters, become MAGA people.
I know. Listen,
that's crazy when Bernie is agreeing more with MAGA than Elon is.
Because Elon is a fraud. And when we told him he was a fraud, they didn't want to listen to us because they said that we're being victims. I said, okay, we gonna shut up now. We just gonna let it play out. And what happened? You, me, Jeff, and all these other people, we just sat back, folded our arms, went on with our lives. Now what happened? On Christmas, that man said, your holy holiday, you fake old Christians, you on your fake holiday, because that's not when Jesus was born, but whatever, that's another subject for another day. He torched your lives because he figured y'all weren't going to see it. But y'all were more concerned with Beyonce until he put out that thing. Even though that was first, but you know what I mean. Y'all were ready to go attack Beyonce, and he wrote that. And then y'all got upset. And then Vivek said what he said and agreed with it. And then y'all saying he a whole fraud. Even though people told you years ago he was a fraud, but you didn't want to listen.
Yep.
Must be nice.
He never went on Sonny Johnson's show, did he?
Who?
Vivek. Vivek was supposed to go on Sonny Johnson's show and never did. That last I checked.
Vivek?
Yeah, because
Vivek.
she would have given him the business. That's why he didn't go there.
His campaign would have been over that day. I told Kathy Barnett about trying to bring this man over here. She ain't want no parts. She saw my content. She was like, "Oh no, he gonna end you. Nah, we can't do that." He go over there to go talk to 4 just out of college idiots called the Cartier family. Like, come on. That's hard hitting. You went to go see Brandon Tatum. What? And then
that's
I
still
gotta
her cover
find this
photo.
tweet. Yeah, that's her cover photo. I don't know why she still has this up. Because he fired her right when he lost the caucus in Iowa. She got fired. So I don't even know why this is still up. But okay. She put up a post. You got to see this post. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, I don't like that one either.
No, she said something.
It was suggesting accounts to follow. The other one who says crazy
She
stuff.
said, look. She's sitting here talking to Alex Jones. They turned on Alex Jones too. I love this app. Oh, wow. She said something about, is it this one? Yes. Is it me or does this not hit the same any longer? Lord. Oh my God. You can't hate our government enough right now.
Nothing's gonna change. You keep on doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. What you get.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
And I still think it's interesting how Trump was clowning Elon, basically saying he got his knees in my office and was begging me.
He brought me back to X. He brought me back to X.
And then Vivek, he was basically calling him a con and a snake. There's no friends in politics.
And then he lost and he became Trump's chicken wing to his fried rice. Or the other way around. He became the fried rice to Trump's chicken wing. So how about that?
Why is R. Kelly trending?
Because there was some discourse on there about somebody said that R. Kelly was the greatest American songwriter ever. And they were like, bruh, why would you say that? Why is there R. Kelly praise on my timeline? Yeah, I saw someone say that R. Kelly is a better songwriter than Stevie Wonder. I was like, okay, you can have that discussion. Who cares? Anyway, family, I keep telling my people this, but I'm going to say it again. It bears repeating. The white vote going to do them us all. I'm sorry. They're going to do them us all. Because in 2 years, when they go to the midterms, this is still going to be in their mind. They better hope that
What do you think the Democrats' strategy is?
What's that? I can tell you.
The Democrats got to have some kind of strategy.
Oh,
I think they've been too quiet to me.
They're prepping their people for 26. They're prepping their people right now that are in Congress to block these bills that the Republicans are trying to do. It's a game. They're looking at Florida right now. That's their main objective right now.
Take over Florida.
Take over Florida because they already know they're going to run Byron Donalds. They're going to go get some suave Cuban or Hispanic just to piss Trump off, or because he depending on if he does the mass deportations. If he deports more Latinos, best believe the Florida Democrats are going to run that, and he's going to destroy Byron Donalds. His career is going to be over. And Florida's going to go.
Byron Donalds is likable. I'm sorry, if I was a Democrat running against him, in my ad, I would use them petting his head.
Oh, all day. What? hell. Since we're in the business of lying because you're a politician, you might as well just say, "Hey, I'm for reparations. I don't mind having the discussion." It's a wrap. It's a wrap. He's like, I don't mind going. We could have it right on the beach in Miami.
I also can't stand his hypocrisy because Florida's a big old prison state too. So when he gets out of get out of stuff, but yet he's okay with enforcing on other people, that's not going to fly. Because they were considering him as VP, they tore him up.
Ball. He didn't even get a job. He on TV talking about I didn't want it. Okay, yeah, all right, dude. All right.
Then why were you auditioning for it?
Facts. When they made you,
when they were talking about you VP,
why didn't you say I don't want it? I want to work in Congress.
No, you got overlooked.
But look, no, you know what lost it for him? When he showed up at the DNC. That's what lost it for him. You could have just snuck in. Yeah, they caught him on film. Somebody was filming. They were like, "Oh, look, it's Byron Donalds. Byron, why are you here?" He's like, "Oh, I just wanted to see what was going on." Nigga, why did you go to Chicago? You were just in Milwaukee.
You don't even have to go yourself. You can send someone else.
Thank you. Send an operative. Why did you go?
Man, maybe he's shopping his options.
Oh, that'd be funny as hell if he comes out and says, "I'm switching to Democrat." I'm like, bro, you still ain't gonna win.
I want to see a walk away. I want to see people say, "I'm walking away from Republicans. I'm going Democrat," because they've been going back and forth for a long time. Donnie, I mean, like they literally just. I think it's a Trojan horse.
Within the next year, you're gonna start seeing I walked away from MAGA.
I'm with you. I see that happening.
You know I'm going to go live on
we
that.
Had no idea. You've been warned.
No, it's not that. They're gonna say, I thought we were all for the same thing, but then this happened, and they're gonna show Vivek and Elon. And these were not the values that I signed up for in 2019. But MAGA started in 2016. Oh. And remember, Vivek tried that anti-black move and it didn't work when he was getting torched over that H-1B. He started talking about affirmative action, and everybody's like, well, first off, it already dropped. So I don't know why you're bringing it up. And number two, why are you trying to take away from the conversation when you know what you're doing? This ain't got nothing to do with that. We sticking on this. Yeah. I was actually proud of white people that day. I was actually proud of them. They're like, you're not going to deter this conversation.
I'm looking forward for Vivek to crawl back to the shadows that he lived in Ohio, and never to stick his head out again.
He can't do that because his girlfriend right now is in DC. He just got her to say yes. You can't give her up. She will out this man.
Oh,
and Approval will be leaving. Approval will leave with the boys, and he's going to have to pay child support.
This isn't the first time that Trump has tried a DOGE thing, by the way. Mm-hmm. Apparently, you know who Carl Icahn is?
Yes, I've heard that name.
That's who he started off with. He was with Trump for like 7 months, and he got accused of trying to enrich himself. Like Elon and Vivek ain't gonna do that either. Yeah, like he was about to get investigated.
Elon's about to sell X. Congress already told him you can't keep this app and work for the government. That ain't gonna happen.
That's a good point.
So he gonna sell it to them Saudis, and then everybody gonna lose their blue check.
He just, it's just funny, and honestly, it's kind of like funny at me as well. You thought it couldn't get worse than Jack Dorsey, then we got Elon Musk. I was like, man, I got censored more under Elon than I did Jack Dorsey.
Mm-hmm. People are screaming for Jack Dorsey to come back or get Tom from MySpace to take it over. Yes, Brett Cooper has 500,000 subscribers because y'all are cheap. She says nothing. Oh my God, they don't get it. Ain't no.
Who's Brett Cooper?
Well, we make fun of her and say that she looks like
That's a girl.
Ben Shapiro's Ben Shapiro's little sister because they look dead alike. But she wanted him. She used to be on Daily Wire, and they fired her. Well, they said they didn't renew her contract because she was criticizing what was going on in Israel. That's what they say. But I'm like, okay, so it's just funny that Daily Wire, your two biggest scandals with talent happen to be women. Just thought we.
I guess no wonder they were looking at. No wonder they're looking to Steven Crowder.
I still want him to sue Candace Owens. Talking about she got
Steven
proof
Crowder?
that he. Yeah. She ran around saying she had proof that he was an abuser. Everybody was like, okay, put it out. She never put it out. I would sue her if I was him.
What happened to her? What happened to Candace Owens in that Cardi B lawsuit?
If I remember correctly, I think they dropped it. Let me see.
Lawfare. So much lawfare.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen. She's suing Rabbi Shmuley, but praising him on the day after Christmas. How we work it?
Yeah, I saw that on your show. I saw that. I said, what? Dang, you must think she's gonna lose. Because why would you be praising somebody? That's kind of like Milagro Grams, who's being sued by Megan Thee Stallion, praising Megan Thee Stallion. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. But I tell you, but when I tell you, just like today in my live, when I said people don't know Candace Owens, she's not bright. They come in here trying to defend her. I'm like, bruh.
She's very good. I will say she's very good at spitting out a speech very quickly.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But you can go look at a Breakfast Club interview. Most people in that comment there were like, who is this? They don't know you off the internet. What mainstream outlet has she been on besides Fox News?
Well, I guess a lot of people do know who she is now. And so what happened is, like, Jeff's mom actually knows who Candace Owens is, but she doesn't like her. I'll just leave it there.
What's that you said?
A lot of people yeah. A lot of people don't like her. The ones who know her don't like her.
Right. She was supposed to go see Sonny Johnson too. She ended up blocking her.
I'm just so curious how she gets praised for doing a job. You know how people get praised for doing a job they didn't do? That's Candace. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that called again? They put labels on people for stuff like that, right? Like, you don't do a good job, but you get praised. Why? Because you're black.
Hold up.
You know, use a word against them.
She's a participation. This is how the
participation trophy.
Yeah, this is how they said the bride and groom came into their wedding. I was like, let's go. All right, I ain't even mad.
Let's go back. I might want to copy that.
You want this?
I might have to copy that. Oh no, not a gorilla suit.
Not the gorilla suit.
No.
I'm just saying. Y'all can do Gator since y'all live in Louisiana.
We actually want to do a Western theme ceremony.
That would be cool.
Dressed like outlaws. By the way, we discussed when we're gonna get married on our own, but invite people. You're one of the people we listed to ask to come. It'll be in Texas.
Yay, that's cool. I get to go back to Texas. That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do it in the summer?
No, it's gonna be I believe May. Well, I guess it's technically summer.
No, because we went down. We went to Texas in 2022. We went in like July. It was like 113 in Dallas.
No, we're trying to get it to when it's not as hot. It's gonna be early May, or it'll be late April, but it's supposed to be early May. We're trying to figure it out. It's gonna be in Georgetown, Texas. It's north of Austin.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Hey, again, congratulations. That is what's up.
Thank you.
That's what's up. Yeah, two gunslingers. This in the country don't know what the hell they in for. Oh man, I don't know. They platform Alex
Oh, that's making
Jones.
me hungry.
What, all the bacon?
All that meat looks good.
I said maybe some of the whole will come up out you now. You don't understand how much I hate this dude.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan.
I really hate this dude, but this was a funny post. Well, breaking Homeland Terror alert. Federal whistleblowers warned that the outgoing by AMN was aware of impending sissy attacks and allowed them to happen. Okay. Alex,
I don't know how
you're
anyone
supposed to be
takes
the conspiracy
InfoWars.
guy.
I don't understand anyone could have taken any of those shows of Alex any credibility when they had the N-word girl on there. That was crazy. Like, why would you have the N-word girl on your show where you're supposedly supposed to be?
But technically, that wasn't him. That was Oren Schroyer. That wasn't Alex.
Well, it was still his platform at the time.
Right.
I was like, no.
You remember when they were floating the idea of Alex Jones being the press secretary? Mm-hmm. I tell you, this country's not serious. They're not serious.
Are they still playing with Laura Trump possibly running for office, or did she say she didn't want to do it? What happened with that?
Let's find out.
By the way,
yes,
I would not want this woman near any kind of government position at all. You know how I stand with the whole farmers and stuff. She's in bed with those activist organizations.
She says she's considering a number of potential options with her father-in-law, replacing Senator Marco Rubio. Well, that didn't happen. If Rubio is confirmed as replacement, who would be chosen by DeSantis, would serve for 2 years until the regularly scheduled election 26, at which point the seat would be up for election again. Yeah.
No, she can't even sing. She did a song and put it out like she did something. Like she thought she was gonna go on Billboard. It was bad.
Why did you tell me that? Now, are you serious? We got 300,000. Wait, she sang it on live
That's
TV.
It.
Oh, we got. Oh no.
No. She made a music video. She made a music
that
video.
Was next to it. That was next to it.
Okay.
That I know I'll get flagged on. Let me look.
I'll do my best without any music or anything. Okay.
Oh no.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down.
Hang on. Isn't that somebody's song already?
It is.
What the hell is this? So she's doing a cover song.
Yeah.
And she
at one point it was pinned. At one point it was pinned to her page. And I'm sure it's not there now.
She unpinned it. I see why she unpinned it.
She got clowned. It was hilarious. It was
bad. Let me see. Laura Trump song. Let me see what X said. Laura Trump releases tribute song video to hero first responders. At least she didn't get ratioed on that one. Live look at Laura Trump's singing career. Y'all out of line. That's the Vegas thing. Y'all out of line.
All out of luck. No, this can't be denied. You gotta be special.
You gotta be special to let somebody let you get in the booth.
You know what? I just want to
listen to Ice JJ Fish.
Period. I actually know who that is. You know what? You know what's jacked up? They consistently attack Kamala Harris's stepdaughter about her modeling and fashion and stuff. But it's okay for Laura Trump to use her family's connections to do that kind of crap and to try to become senator.
Mm-hmm. Wait, they said they took the auto tune off. Y'all out of line.
Yes.
Y'all out of line.
Takes a lot to put your last and everybody first. They can make go. And the flames getting higher. You're my hero.
Bruh.
You're my hero.
Bruh, I ain't gonna hold you, family. Tabernacle. I'd rather listen to Paris Hilton.
I'd rather listen to Lindsay Lohan.
Who mixed this? Jason Aldean? Hey, Mago, that's a great question. Why did y'all let Jason Aldean go to hell? He was the biggest thing in the world, and then he showed up to the RNC, and now he just disappeared.
Well, they bashed him.
Oh, they bashed
They
him.
like he said one thing that they didn't like, and they were like, "You're finish him."
Mm-hmm. No, well, we got to do it right since we are referencing Mortal Kombat. They said like this here.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
And you wonder why we say what we say about MAGA. There's no friends in MAGA. What happened to I-85 now? What happened? Oh, that did you see that discourse with Costco?
Mm-mm.
They were
Are
mad
they the
that
ones who
Costco,
the eggs?
no, they said that they're not giving up their DEI policies, and they thought people were gonna be like, we're gonna boycott. Somebody said boycott Costco. They're like, man, who the fuck is you talking to? We ain't finna get this up.
Mm-mm. No, they ain't.
Yeah,
I wonder if that had to do with anything with those eggs having to be recalled, though.
I don't think so. Yeah,
trying to
Costco
use
faces
TV
threats of a
too.
boycott from supporters of President-elect Donald Trump after executives refused to dismantle DEI policies at the request of shareholders.
What shareholders said that? Who are the shareholders?
Costco's board of directors rejected requests to remove its DEI program, which shareholders described as illegal discrimination, prompting backlash from members of the MAGA movement. I would, you know what? Let's go down that rabbit hole. Costco shareholders. I want to see what they look like. I bet you they're diverse. Damn, Costco on NASDAQ is $900 a share. God damn it. If my father would have invested when they first been, I'd probably be a little bastard myself, but it's okay. Let's see. Kenneth Denman, Helena Folks, Richard Allen Galanti. I see a lot of white men. Daniel Hines, Teresa Jones. Okay. Stock gift.
People we don't know.
I've never heard of none of these people. Do they have faces? All right. It's all good. You know what? Wouldn't a corporation like this have it on their website?
I don't know about shareholders, but I don't know about the shareholders being on the website.
Investor relations. Let's see. Annual report, proxy statement, earnings, shareholders meeting. Maybe they have it here. Oh, they didn't put it up. FHQ, Safe Harbor. Investor contacts. No, that's not it. That's not it. Damn. I was hoping I could see let me look images. Costco CEO. Oh, there's the CEO. There you go.
Interesting.
That's I don't know if he's the current CEO. Let me look. Oh, that's 2022. He might have been out. Oh, that was updated. Okay, so that was back in 2018. Okay, so and they might have changed it. Let me see. Who owns Costco?
Did you know that PetSmart was owned by a private equity firm in the UK, and Petco is owned predominantly by the one in Canada? That's interesting.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things for. I actually did a whole stream. I did a stream about that. Like people were shocked at how much Disney owned. Like even stuff that you wouldn't even think of. And a lot of these companies, yeah, there's a lot of international holders.
Yeah. And then with the property equity stuff, they can hide a lot of things. And you don't necessarily know who you're trying to sue because a lot of it's hidden. Where it being publicly traded is different.
Mm-hmm. Top 3 individual insider shareholders. But there you go, family. There you go. We weren't just talking about Vanguard and BlackRock and State Street. We weren't just doing that for our health. I just want y'all to understand how much power Vanguard has. This is why I'm not in between the Constitution stuff. We're gonna have that discussion on why corporations are bigger than government.
It's very big. And you have a lot of the special lobbyist groups who go and lobby, and they go and talk. And by the way, say for example, let's use the pig crates, right? They have people who are in charge of the investing money, and say basically, most of my share is this. If you don't do what I say, I'm not going to nominate you to be president this next round. They have a lot of power to determine our whole economy.
Determine our lives, but they don't want to have a
conversation. I wonder why eggs and bacon is so expensive, because these people aren't doing things to be efficient. They say it's to be efficient. No, it's just pushing their own agendas to control the market. It's about control, money, power, control.
Yeah, it's crazy out here in the streets. Look at this scumbag right here. You're going to support him for president in 2028. Sir, let me holler at you. Did y'all not see what happened in Iowa? Did y'all not see what happened?
Someone said they're supporting Vivek for president of 2028.
Yeah, this guy, Bryce Limpscomb. Bryce, sir. What happened?
You remember him, right? I blocked him. He kept on harassing me.
Yes.
He kept harassing me, and it's crazy. And they were trying to bribe me to take money to do spaces, basically to uplift RFK Jr. And I said no, because I have integrity.
But when this whole discourse happened and people were bringing up these influencer corporations, they said that, oh, that only happens on the left. I was like, dude, you do know this happens on the right too.
I was offered $500 per space, and that's probably chump change to the other people who are more known than I am, right? $500 a space. They said they wanted to talk about business and all that bull crap. Had a pack. I took a screenshot. He could come in my crap. I called him out personally. I'm like, no. See, I bet you y'all are paying for other people, because I'm watching how their tones have changed. Where mine isn't going to change, because I don't like RFK Jr. You can't pay me $1 million to support the dude.
$500
or Vivek. Vivek's going to try to make sure y'all don't eat no meat. Watch. You going to go and vote for him, you're going to be going hungry. They're going to outlaw, make it illegal.
Make American, it's going to be MAVA, make America vegetarian.
He posted about something about that too. And if you go back on his history, he said something like he doesn't think that people should be eating cuisines that has some fancy foods. I think that quote is not on Twitter. It's on, if you Google that quote, about what he's talking about, people should have certain dishes.
Isn't that racist? We can eat whatever we want in this country.
Yeah, but people want to force their beliefs on other people, and then they can't get people to do it. They use the government to force their beliefs.
Because I believe it is, in my tradition, morally wrong to kill animals solely for culinary pleasure. There are conditions in which it would be fine to do it, but if it's just for my culinary pleasure, I'd rather not do it. I'm a vegetarian, okay? I don't eat meat because I believe it is, in my tradition, morally wrong to kill animals solely for culinary pleasure. There are conditions in which it would be fine to do it, but if it's just for my culinary pleasure, I'd rather not do it.
Well, you know what? The next time I play that clip, I'm going to be eating
I need
steak.
That.
You need it? I got you.
Can you send me that? I need that. I only saw the quote. I didn't see the video.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm going to eat a steak next time when he says that, when I play that. All right, so I put it in your Twitter DM, so You can have that. You can put you put it up there and get it there. He gonna blow.
I'm
he
going to
gonna
add it on
blow
my
this man up.
podcast.
Yes,
My
sir.
Coop and Seath podcast is coming out next week. Pre-recording my stuff.
Yay!
It's gonna be lit. I'm gonna be exposing all kinds of people.
Vivek would be fine because he called out Trump a handful of times at least. These the white folk gonna doom us all, family.
I think first of all, Bryce, I think is probably getting paid to say the things he's saying, and he flip-flops. You know, he's like, I'm anti-Trump, I'm for RFK Jr. Then when RFK Jr. says, hey guys, screw you, I'm joining Trump, he's like, I'm joining Trump too. He's a straight up like follower. He's probably getting paid to say whatever he's being what he's saying. I don't even understand why, because he has like literally no influence. His account started off less than 10,000 followers, I believe. I think it's around 8,000. Now he's over almost 60,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And within a year.
Mm-hmm. But it's the same thing I attribute to a lot of these right wingers. They had like meteoric rises. I'm like, this is not organic. Because we listen to your takes, and your takes are asinine.
You know what's funny? My account did grow pretty fast when I first joined Twitter, but they took me down from 60,000 followers down to 34,000 followers within a few days. And I built it back up. Not necessarily like, hey guys, come follow me or put me on trains. I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. And honestly, I would like to remove a bunch of followers that I do have because one, they don't really engage that much, and two, what for? Like, I don't know who these people are. You never know who's following you. Could be some freaking stalker or something. You know what I mean?
Right, but that's why I said go ahead.
You did a show about putting your account in private, and I still haven't done it yet, but I'm considering doing that because of the whole data thing you were talking about, them selling it.
Yeah, well, they didn't listen because they're still doing it. Now he in trouble. Not he in trouble because they're starting to bring that back up. That he colluding with the Israelis. I'm like, but y'all were cool with it 6 months ago when we put out the articles. Why didn't y'all ask questions then? But y'all didn't want to ask questions because you were getting a paycheck. He's paying y'all to work from home. Ain't that something?
When I used to get a Twitter check, it was little bitty. It was tiny. And I'm like, do I have to be on Twitter all day long to get more than like $20? No, I'm not doing that. It's not worth it. Make what, $1? You're not even making $1 an hour.
That's what I'm saying. But you're doing all that just to hope you go viral. But you know, it is what
the only time I hope I go viral if I'm trying to expose. The only time I hope I go viral is, and it's not even just me. I want a story to go viral. I want someone that the government has oppressed to go viral, so people can give a damn and pay attention to what's actually going on, because people never really care about nothing until it happens to them. That's the only time I really care about things going, blowing up. Right. But most of the times I can't really put this stuff online because cases are still going, and I want to be cautious of what I put online.
The man who blew up a sandwich in front of Trump had a G wound to the head before the explosives detonated. Okay, great.
Hey, he was on that one list I saw of being one of the Elon's people on the top of his little list so they can block people and lose credibility. He's one of Elon's people.
Oh, Colin? Oh, he a full shill. But
I think I have him muted. I like that account.
This one?
The one right above it.
Oh, yeah, she cool. I hate this dude. He's over here listing people that suck. Cernovich sucks.
Oh, I blocked him.
Posobiec sucks. Ashley St. Clair, I exposed. Tim Cass I exposed that. Quartering is garbage. DC Drano, I exposed him. I don't know who this is. And Elijah, we exposed you because you ran your mouth about Haley Bailey, and you still haven't recovered from that.
I blocked him. He kept posting a lot of black man bad stuff. Racist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But he found out that day when he tried to play with the black women. He found out they still cooking his mama.
I remember
Nasty
that.
work.
Was funny.
Nasty work. The woke left and the woke right are now taking the same anti-skilled immigration position. A realignment is happening. You guys are,
how are you gonna steal what? How you gonna steal someone else's terminology? You were part of the woke right too, bro.
But he's sitting in Malaysia.
Ian.
He's in Malaysia. He ain't got none of these problems. They looking to throw him in jail for talking about Israel. And he ain't worried.
I guess justice is slow over there.
Listen, I guess not, because now old Kundis Owens is now on his neck. She talking about she gonna expose this dude. I'm like, do your thing.
Expose him. She's been talking about that though. We'll see, because she'll say she'll expose somebody and then don't. I wonder if she probably blackmailing people behind the scenes. That's why that stuff don't come out. But she can expose people all they want to. But I also heard rumors about her husband.
Now, which rumors are we talking about?
Flirting with other men.
Say less. Oh, we saw the legendary tweet that she deleted. We saw it.
It was an Indian dude. I can't remember his name that accused her of it. It starts with an R. Rasheen.
Something like that. But we saw how
he said that her husband hit on him.
Oh, that's a different one. I'm talking about the one where she said that she said she was playing, that she said she caught him and her brother in bed. We saw that.
That's not funny. I would never say that about Jeff. That's crazy.
Yeah. How's the DMV for young families? You got that kind of money? Go ahead. Yeah, this will be the last thing we talk about. This whole free speech thing. Would you like to explain to them how social media apps are not free speech?
Social media apps are not free speech. There's a private company that owns them. But I will say, if you purchase a product and you're not given that product, that's fraud. That's a different category.
Correct.
And the problem is, I have an issue though. If the government's giving Twitter or Facebook money and they're working with each other, I feel like that's conflict of interest.
Correct.
Because they're funneling.
He promised me free speech.
No, he didn't do that. Now he was fake. He didn't mean it. Y'all know better.
Right.
Y'all know he didn't mean that. Here's my thing. People are like, oh, look, I have all this visibility. Elon has made Twitter so much better. Most of some people are bots. I'm like, really? How come you only have 5 views in your post?
Thank you. But they didn't want to have that conversation. Now it's all Elon is boosting his friends. So what does that tell you?
And he ain't got no real friends. You see how he did? You see how he let Eliza get tore up? That one lady.
Mm-hmm.
He let her get tore. He didn't defend her or nothing. I probably wouldn't be on his platform no more. How dare you?
Facts. And I told somebody this earlier too, in that same thread with Jeff. I was like, he was like, this was supposed to be like the free speech heaven. I was like, but y'all had True Social. Why didn't y'all go over there?
Because it sucks.
That man built that for y'all. Y'all didn't even go over there. Oh, you go on True Social, it's nothing but people promoting gold and Bitcoin. Ain't no conversation going on over there. Imagine if some of these big accounts went over there. What's that you said?
Didn't Candace Owens' husband buy Parler and was trying to get Kanye to buy it or something?
Mm-hmm. And then Parler got shut down. Then what?
Parler sucked too, because all they did was put all the people whose mainstream media stuff in the feed, even if you didn't follow them.
Thank you. And then they were like, "Oh, what about locals?" Okay, Rumble bought locals, and it sucks.
Oh, did it? Rumble bought locals too?
Yeah, he bought it. That's how David.
They bought. Rumble bought Colin.
Mm-hmm.
And that was David Sachs' thing, I believe. Yeah, it was David Sachs. They actually sent me equipment and stuff for my podcast and everything. That was gone. That was actually a nice platform.
Mm-hmm.
People could call in, or it was like Spaces, but better.
Right. I tell you, the white vote gonna do us all.
1, 2, 3. Ah, shit.
You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass.
That white vote, boy. But it's just fun, it's just beautiful to see MAGA get their wake up call. That's just the overarching message. They don't know nothing about the country that they are supposedly fighting for, and they just realize that most of the people that they follow around, they're dumb, and they just wanted them around because they have visibility. I think they're secretly scoring that most of them didn't get on Fox News.
Yeah, and too many of them thought that Elon Musk could run for president as well. So that was interesting too.
That was funny. You remember when they ran around with that for a couple months? Elon should be president. I'm like, he a whole immigrant. How's that gonna work?
Yeah. Trump even said, "Oh, I'm safe. He can't run. He wasn't born here."
Right.
I wouldn't even say that, Trump. So you see him as a threat?
Right. The man that was on the knees for you, he's a threat now. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna kick you off the platform. Okay, you have a social media app. The first thing you should do if he did kick you off is get on whatever TV platform and say, "Come over to Truth Social. I'm gonna be talking."
They had something else before Truth Social. I forget what it was called now. They had Gab.
You had BitChute, you had Odyssey, you had Gab. You had all of them, and they all went because nobody wanted to invest because they didn't have anybody run over there. Anybody?
Another one with a red logo. I can't remember what it's called, but
a red logo.
Honestly, huh? Yeah, I think it had like a red logo. I can't remember what the other one was called. It was like right after Parlor. And only people who had big names could do lives and stuff on that.
Well, then what's the point?
Right.
But
But yeah, no. It's just sad. And I'm so happy. I'm just really happy that I'm not who I was when I first started doing politics. You know what I'm saying? I'm the person like, hey, I want to be resourceful, I want to help. Let me learn. Then I learned. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should not be on this team. I wish more people would do that.
When you get into politics,
what is that?
You'll it's just a thread. This is Funk Master Flex up in New York. He the nigga suspect. But anyway, look, people have been gaslighting into thinking they have more freedom than they do. Oh my god.
He doesn't know anything.
What the hell? Bro, what is going on? Now you have another plane crash. Here we go, bro. What is going on? Maybe the Most High.
What's that movie?
I'm done.
Wait, what's that movie that Obama did?
Obama?
With the airplanes crashing? Yeah, he was like a director, producer.
Oh, the one on Netflix.
It started to look like that stuff. Those Teslas were driving by themselves and crashing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not playing that. I'll get flagged. But yeah. There's this is interesting times we live in. Interesting times.
Before I let you go, I'm going to pick with you.
Okay.
I couldn't believe you was like, oh my gosh, Glorilla's gonna make me like her.
No, that's no. You gotta say it correctly. Y'all not gonna make me like Glorilla. She's probably the only female rapper in this generation that I can stand because she don't act. She is a sweetheart. When I see her interviews, she a sweetheart. She don't look like she playing. I keep saying, y'all not gonna make me like Glorilla.
I was like, I'm about to unfollow you, kid. I'm just kidding.
Y'all not about to make me like Glorilla. Y'all not about to do it. No. And then my wife was like, her music is the only one I really like. I'm like, y'all not gonna make me like Glorilla.
My sister said the same thing. I don't like her though. I don't like nobody, honestly. Kid, for the most part, it's like, Donnie, do you like this person? I'm most likely to say no.
No, when you start reading some books, you realize that they're just celebrities and they're in a different plane, and you just use them for what you need them for, entertainment, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do celebrity gossip on here. I don't even talk about celebrities like that. I was like, okay, it is what it is. Let's keep it moving. Y'all can do that. Y'all can make the money off of that. That's cool. I'm here to teach. That's the only way you'll see me talk about celebrity, if there's something we could teach about it.
I do listen to only one person for the most part. Well, two. But for the most part, I listen to the Mob's World girl, Mob
I've
Radio.
heard of her.
She's different. She delivers it. She's hilarious in how she delivers her stuff. And I've been listening to her for quite a few years, but I skip all the stuff I don't care about.
Right.
But she delivers really well.
Okay.
Like they're talking about housewives and reality. No, I skip. Nope. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly. I don't know nothing about that.
But it was so much fun. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime. You and Jeff, anytime. I gotta put that account together. I have the account. It's just I gotta put money on that stamps account and try to see if I can get Dexter on the show. I'll probably do it next
yeah.
week. That's probably gonna be. You know what? That's how I'm gonna start my Black History Month series. That's how I'm gonna do it.
Did you get his? Do you have like access to be able to email him yet?
Yeah, I set that up.
Than...
I set up whatever account that Jeff told everybody to set up. I set that up, so I just got to put money on it so I can start sending stuff.
I'm gonna double check because there have been two different ones because they had switched them. So
okay, yeah. So if it's updated, just let me know.
I got you.
Yeah.
I wish I know what it was on top of my head, but I let Jeff handle all that.
Yeah.
So I could let the audience know too.
Yeah, and actually, I'm actually gonna go do this also during Black History Month. I'm gonna go over this book.
Yes, Jeff is gonna send Dexter that book.
Yeah, that great book. I
We
started
actually
reading
talked
it.
about it on
Great
the
book.
phone for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, Negroes in the Gun. I'm gonna highlight Nathaniel Essex. I think I said his name right. Yeah, the amazing black sniper. We're gonna talk about all that.
I can't wait.
And yes, I'm gonna go see Captain America because of course I got to put it in Black History Month. They don't know no better. Bastards. But
I don't go to the theater anymore because my chickens.
You say you what?
I have to wait till it's out of theaters. Yeah, I don't go to theaters anymore because of the chickens.
No, that's fine. You listen, there's always sites. That's all I'm gonna say. There's always sites. You might just have to read some Russian subtitles, but there's sites. But I don't go to the theater unless T-Mobile give me tickets. I don't go. Because I'd rather pay $5. They already got enough of my money.
I actually barely went to the theater since, what happened when they shut everything down. I was like, you know what? Screw this.
You know the best day to go?
I don't go anyways.
Monday's the best day to go. Nobody there. That's how we go watch our movie. I stay away from the spoilers for those movies I like, and then we go Monday. And we're like probably the only people in there. And I love it. Oh, they ain't got no tickets, then
I like that too.
I
hate when people sit next to me when there's space somewhere else. Like, why are you sitting near me? Go somewhere else. There's another side of the theater where no one's over there.
Yeah,
I will literally I will huff and get up and move somewhere else. Like that's how much I want people next to me.
Y'all don't have assigned seats. That's what it is. Y'all don't have assigned.
Well, there are the assigned seats too, but if I get an assigned seat, I try to get one where I don't see no one else at. You know how you can pick an assigned seat where this one there's like 2 seats on the side by the wall. I'll get those tickets. Okay. So nobody sitting next to me.
Yes, ma'am. All right. But anyway, just let them know where they can find you, and then we're gonna get out of here. You gotta tend to the chickens, and
Yeah, actually, it's time to put them up.
Yeah, it's time. It's dinner time.
Y'all can find me at Donnie the Misfit on pretty much everything. And you can go to coopandseath.com to start watching and following my new chicken content and your property rights, you'll start seeing more stuff next week. That's it.
I had a joke, but I'm going to be quiet.
I want to hear it.
Are you going to be on film?
Sometimes.
I respect you too much. I'm not going to say the joke.
Fine.
There was something about the chicken. There's going to be something about the chicken on film, but I have too much respect for you and Jeff. I'm not going to do that joke. I thought about it. That's where it's going to stay.
I'm going to have some chicken special guests, so you can make your joke when it happens.
Trust me. I'll be in the comment section. You'll be like, here he comes. And you're going to see the comment. You're like, there he is. and your mom's going to keep blocking me every time I say it. I already see it.
Yep. And it'll probably be a black chicken. Mm-hmm.
and it just, my internet starts. Okay. Again, stay warm, stay hydrated, stay safe. And you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence. Do.
Wait around. Yep. Smart. Yeet and get out.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
At the end of the day gotta end.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Big fucking move.
That's it.